one of the most storied and unforgiving lands in the world. The Sahara. The Arabic word for desert, the Sahara Desert. The Sahara, located in northern Africa, is the world's largest hot desert and second largest desert after Antarctica at over 3.5 million square miles. Almost as large as the United States, more than 16 times the size of France. The Sahara Desert blankets nearly all of Mauritania, Western Sahara, Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Niger, the southern half of Tunisia, and the northern parts of Mali, Chad, and Sudan. The Sahara's fabled dune fields, which cover only about 15% of the entire desert surface, lie primarily in the north-central region, in the countries of Algeria and Libya. The Sahara has one of the world's most severe climates. Daytime temperatures can reach 58 degrees Celsius, but freezing temperatures are not uncommon at night. Its temperature can become as low as -6 degrees Celsius. Some 2 million people live in the Sahara, living either a nomadic or settled life wherever they can find food and water. Most of them are in Egypt, Mauritania, Morocco, and Algeria. The Sahara has only 2 permanent rivers and a handful of lakes, but it has substantial underground reservoirs or aquifers. Its permanent rivers are the Nile and the Niger. The Sahara landscape experiences extremely limited to virtually no rainfall. Across the desert, the annual average rainfall equals no more than a few inches or less, much less in many locations. In some areas, no rain at all may fall over several years. But it wasn't always like this. The Sahara Desert was once green and lush with fresh water lakes the size of countries, fast-flowing rivers that cascaded down valleys, and forests so dense that you'd think you were in the Amazon. But then, something changed. The water basins dried up, the trees shriveled away, and the rolling green hills transformed into an inhospitable wasteland. How did it go from being a paradise to a scorching hell? Scientists have discovered that roughly every 20,000, the Earth shifts its axis, meaning that over the last 240,000 years, the Sahara has gone through multiple periods of wet and dry climates. French researchers have hypothesized that a 500 kilometers long river once stretched across the Western Sahara, a land that today possesses no such river. It would have ranked as the world's 12th largest drainage basin if it was still around today. However, that's not to say that the water won't return. Over the last 200,000 years, it's held water at least 9 times. This wouldn't have been the only ancient river. However, small streams and tributaries would have fed inland freshwater lakes. Among the largest of these would have been Lake Chad, which was 10 times bigger and known as Lake Megachad. This massive lake covered more than 40,000 square kilometers, making it possibly one of the biggest lakes on Earth. Alongside others, including Lake Megaphesin, these would have been home to countless species of plants and animals. During periods of a wet Sahara, the region became a savanna, and African flora and fauna become common. For the people who lived in the Sahara 10,000 years ago, they would have settled along the shores of the many rivers and lakes that dotted the landscape. But did these communities form highly sophisticated societies? One example of such a civilization was the Garamantes. Based in Libya, they possessed advanced irrigation technology and built walled towns and fortresses. Although these later constructions took place during the Roman period, their technology probably originated from the Green Sahara period, where they would have been forced to develop new farming techniques. Evidence of animal husbandry and the rearing of cattle, goats, and sheep have been found in rock paintings indicating that dairy farming was widespread. The milk would be stored in pots and then cured into cream or yogurt, making it easier to digest for the lactose-intolerant inhabitants. One of the oldest boats in the world was discovered in the middle of the Sahara Desert and originated during this period. The Dufana canoe was between 85,000 to 8,000 years old and measured 26 feet long. It's a remarkable find. Other inventions, including pottery making, happened long before food production was even possible. Today, many of these places are difficult to access as the desert has overtaken the once lush greenery. Yet, who knows what other hidden gems we could find? Sahara evokes a poignant sense of time and nature's power, of antiquity and legend, of wonder and mystery. It has been the setting for some of the most pivotal chapters in Western history.